Francis Ngannou versus Cain Velasquez. All right, this is a very highly anticipated fight. I know I anticipated it very highly. Cain Velasquez is this savage who he's a legend. He trains with DC. He trains with Khabib. He's in like this monster of like a machine, aka that just puts out these animals, right? He works super hard. He pushes his body to the limit. He's known for being one of the hardest workers. And then you have Francis Ngannou, who's this giant Cameroonian monster, right? He's 6'5" or something. He used to work in a salt mine and used to just shovel salt every single day. And I guess what happens when you shovel salt every day with his genes, you just become this monster with two off buttons for fists. You know what I mean? He can literally touch anyone in the jaw and turn them off. Just completely knock them out, clean out. Dude is a savage, not to be underestimated. All right, this video has spoilers, so be prepared. But first, if you guys don't know me, my name's Isaac. This is my channel. I do MMA vlogs. I do match reviews, tips for wrestling. I do fight breakdowns, only fights that I feel like I'm qualified to like actually break down, because like I wrestled for a long time and I did some boxing and kickboxing. I trained a lot, but like I was never like #1 in the nation or like an Olympian or anything. So to each your own, and like just take what I say with a grain of salt. I plan on having an MMA fight by the end of this year, so follow me along on my journey. Hit the subscribe button. But jumping right into this, okay? Okay, so right here, like in the middle of the ring, you can tell clearly Francis has a full head over Cain. Francis's reach is like 83 inches and Cain's reach is 76. So Francis has a 6-inch reach over Cain. All right, so when the fight starts, Cain actually brings it to Francis's side. He circles to Francis's outside. He circles to Francis's side of the cage, okay? And he initiates the contact by throwing a body kick, which Francis blocks with his arm, and trying to go with an overhand left, where Francis counters with a left hand, and it sticks on Cain. And then he uses this as a cue, right? He uses this left hand as like a feeler to judge his distance, and then he has his right hand loaded up, and he goes for the haymaker, and Cain slips it perfectly, beautifully, gets right out of the way. Okay, nothing happens to him. At first, it seems like Cain is the much more technically sound fighter, just based on how light he is on his feet. You can see him miss a kick, and he immediately spins around, hops back on his feet. He's just hopping around like he's not 240 pounds, like he's not this monster, okay? Alright, so you guys have a theory that people from the youngest age to like the oldest have about the same amount of energy, you know what I mean? So like little kids and like a grown-up have the same amount of energy. It's just that when you get older, you have to move more weight, so it uses more energy. So Cain isn't showing this attribute at all. All right. Now, I'm not a scientist and I'm not a doctor, so I could be completely wrong, but Cain looks like he's a lightweight fighting, right? Look at how he moves his head. Look at like his hands. He goes for a head kick. He immediately goes back. He's circling out. Okay, and then like as he's circling out, Francis comes in, tries to hit him with a jab, and then going with the haymaker. Cain actually slips all of these punches. Okay. Now at first it's easy to think that Francis just completely knocked Cain clean out, and that it was over from the start and he just hit him on the button. But when you see it in slow motion, it's clear that Cain slips his jab and his overhand right, goes for a double leg, and Francis gets the left underhook, okay? So he's defending his double leg or his single leg, whatever he's going for. Basically, he's not letting Cain lock around his leg to take him down. So he's getting the underhook, he's picking it up, and Cain's trying to like circle out, and like as they're evening up, Francis is going for haymakers, swinging for the fences, and Cain is slipping him, you know what I mean? He's not getting hit by anything. He's not. Alright, so when he falls down, I'm making the argument that he's not knocked out because he stands up, he slips a punch, and then his forearm, and then Francis's forearm pushes him, like he makes Cain shift his weight to his other side, and then like I think his knee gave out. He said something about that, and I do believe that that's true. That's what actually happened. Like, because you have to think, like Francis is this giant dude. He's this giant Cameroonian animal. His forearms are probably like 3 times the size of mine. And he comes and he's swinging and he's clubbing and he's doing all this with all of his force. So like you have all your weight on one leg. You were just like trying to shoot. You were driving whatever, and then like all of a sudden this forearm is coming and making you shift all 240 pounds on your other leg, and your other leg isn't in like the perfect position. It's actually like at kind of a bad position where your knee is like exposed and it's like putting your tendons in an awkward angle. For Cain, I don't know if it's whether he trains too hard or he's been in the game too long or he's just too old, his joints are wearing out. I don't know what it is, but it's not his head. It's not mental. It's not his conditioning. It's not his, you know what I mean? It's not his chin. He's still there. It's just his body fell apart in this fight. Now that doesn't mean that Francis didn't deserve to have the win. Francis deserved every last bit of that. You know what I mean? His body was more prepared to go into war than Cain's was. And that speaks volumes. You can see exactly what happened. But I would like to note that Francis landed one uppercut. Okay, he landed one uppercut, which very well could have hurt him. And then Then Cain slipped the punch. He got pushed to the ground, and then he landed one more punch. Okay, so I want to note that Francis did not land that much damage. I mean, punches from Francis obviously deal like an insane amount of damage, but he did not completely piece him up. He didn't like win this fight handedly. I think he landed like 3 or 4 punches, and Cain looked good. He was slipping a lot of the punches. You know what I mean? It didn't look like he was being like outclassed. But what happened happened. Cain lost. It was a good fight. I was very excited watching it, and it was crazy when it happened. I was not expecting that at all. Cain was the favorite. If you guys like that video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit my notification so you guys know when I post a video. Check out my vlogs. But until next time, I'll see you guys.